Hey everyone, I'm Paintfect, and today we are going...
Paintfect!
Paintfect!
Hello!
Hey!
Paintfect!
Yeah!
I got a challenge for you today.
You do?
Yes, I do. I have drawn something for you.
Oh, show me!
Meet Albin, the forest troll.
Oh, he's cute!
Yes, and look at his eyes. And small mushrooms.
Yeah, well, the small mushrooms could be... they are tiny, sweetie. They're really
No. You can make it.
You can do it!
You can make it.
But the leaves are so tiny.
I know you can do it.
Well, the nose and the eyes are sort of cute, and I do love the mouth, and he does fit in. So...
We can make a deal.
Yeah?
If you make him, I'm gonna paint him.
Well, how can I say no to that? You know how I hate painting. So, without further ado, let's get started then. Now, despite this not at all worse intro, while I'm making my potato amateur wire as I usually do, I think this might be a good time to properly introduce Mrs. Paintfect.
Hello everyone. I have been behind the scenes for a long time now with helping Paintfect with the painting and the color determinations because of the color blindness. And the phone calls and the pictures.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
There has maybe been a lot of those just to determine what kind of darn nuance that was. She has really been a lifesaver, guys. So I only thought it was proper that she finally came from behind the scenes and actually...
Yeah, and I think it was my time to give you a challenge.
Yeah. So that is why I'm making a forest spirit, I think it is.
Yes, Albin is a forest spirit. And I wanted to make him because you always doubt yourself.
Yeah.
And don't believe in the sculptures you're making. And I know as an artist, it is hard to believe in yourself and not doubt everything you do. But I know you can do it. And I wanted you to prove yourself that you can make this sculpture. Even...
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's so sweet.
Yes.
Well, right now I am pretty much doubting myself because of these darn legs. I mean, I love the legs in the drawing, but I wanted it to be more 3D since I am turning a drawing into 3D. So I decided to change his position, and oh my god, it was hard.
Yeah, maybe hard, but I love the way you make him your own instead of just following the drawing to the point.
Yeah, well, I think this sculpture really proves that when two artists are working together, they level up immensely. Also, when you're going to see the paint job, guys, it's amazing, let me tell you. So I think that is why we sort of make it more and more difficult for each other, just to challenge each other.
And getting you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, well, right now I'm making a behind. And I have to say I am pretty darn comfortable with making the behind because I've made a lot of them.
You make a lot of butts.
Yeah, but... But... It would just be wrong if he didn't have a good plumb butt, in my opinion.
True. He needed something squishy to sit on.
Exactly.
I have noticed something.
What?
About your videos.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think your editor loves those butt clips.
You have noticed that too?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I am pretty worried for him because there's always very much materials about the butts. There is. And the butt smoothing.
Speaking of smoothing, what are you doing now?
Well, right now I'm making this darn leaf tail that I was swearing at. But then I had forgotten about the tiny leaves, the tiny mushrooms, and the very thin grass I had to make.
Yeah. You love me.
I do love you, but you are sort of devious sometimes. But don't worry, I get my revenge later, guys. You will see.
Yeah, but if I didn't make the mushroom and the leaves and the grass, then it wouldn't be a challenge.
Then I wouldn't curse you out of my house, you mean?
Yeah, that also.
Speaking of tiny mushrooms, that's actually what I'm making here. And while I keep making tiny mushrooms and tiny stuff, this might be a good time to tell everyone a bit about the forest spirit.
Yeah, Albin is a kind of forest spirit that helps around the forest in time of needs. He helps around in planting the seeds and grooming trees and helping all the animals collect the food for the winter.
Yeah, well, that is how most of the forest spirits behave. But Albin is a little bit different. You see, he will help the animals, and he will collect nuts for the squirrels and so on. But when it comes to his berries, no, you do not touch that forest troll's berries, let me tell you. I'm not saying he has a problem with the berries, but he doesn't give them away, and he doesn't help when it comes to the berries.
I think you're too hard on Albin right now.
No, that's just how I made him. I position his arms so it looks like he's trying to give you a nut, while he clutches his berry tightly.
He just loves his berries.
Yeah, any berry. Now tell me, Paintfect, do you think he's a fan of Barry White?
I think he is. Everybody loves Barry White.
Oh, I have to stop. I promised Mr. Clayface that I wouldn't make these dad jokes because they were too much to bury.
I love the dad jokes.
Now back to the sculpture where I make the growth on his body. And I was swearing the whole time because they were very tiny grass straws, very tiny mushrooms, and I begged Paintfect not to make me do any fur.
Yeah, it isn't fair.
No, but must take too long to make. It's more difficult than fur.
I think you did a good job.
I was almost out of my mind at this point.
No, it was just a little moss.
Yeah, so it was at this point I got really vindictive and decided to get back at her, and I realized that I might have to shape it, but I didn't have to paint it. So I decided to make the tiniest mushrooms and the tiniest grass and leaves for her, laughing diabolically while I did so.
Yeah, you thought it would be a headache of mine, but no, it wasn't. I actually enjoyed it.
Speaking of headaches, now I'm making the head.
Yeah.
With the eyes that the Paintfect had pre-made for me.
I love the eyes and the color.
Of course, now you're just praising your own work.
Yeah, maybe, but I really love those eyes, and I think you're doing a really good job.
Well, right now it looks like an alien.
A little bit.
On another note, guys, if you haven't noticed from the way we are talking together, Paintfect and I has been friends for a very long time.
Very long time.
So sorry if there is a little bit too much joking around and so on, but we simply can't help it. Paintfect and Mr. Clayfect is actually best friends. So when I found Mr. Clayfect for, 13 years I think.
It's a long time ago.
It's a very long time ago. Then I got Paintfect too because it was sort of a package deal.
We were a package deal.
And then we became very good friends.
Yeah, but we didn't like each other in the start.
Oh no! You were way too demanding and
you jib-jabbing all the time.
Yeah, but right now I think I'm happy having a friend that knows what she's doing.
Yeah, and I love talking to you.
Oh.
And you're still a jib-jabbing.
And you're still demanding.
I know.
Well, right now, because I want to do my very best for my friend and for me, it actually is pushing my level. I think I am very happy with this sculpture.
I think you did a really good job.
Yeah, and you just followed through with the paint job, but you're going to see that later, guys. Right now, I'm just making some leaves.
More leaves.
More leaves.
And while Clayfect making her leaves, I will tell you a little bit more about Albin. Albin is a type of forest spirit that comes around in time of crisis.
Especially when there's a berry crisis.
Especially in berry crisis, but also when there is a forest burn and we need to rebuild.
Then Albin is there. He is a good boy, he just has his berry problem.
Yeah, little Albin has his berries problem.
Oh, here's another thing that I was swearing at. Because you draw ear hair. How in the world were I supposed to make ear hair?
It's not ear hair, it's ear grass.
It's thingies in the ear that looks like hair.
But it's grass?
Well,
It was something different.
he is something different, I give you that. But after I made the ear hair.
The ear hair? No, it's the grass.
Ear hair.
Grass.
Ear hair.
It's the grass.
I started putting the face together and putting in the leaves and the horns. And I think it was at this point you could really start seeing what we were going for with the sculpture.
Yeah, it's going to look a lot more like Albin now.
Yeah. It was about here my next meditative plan came into play. You see, Paintfect drawn in 2D, which means that the back of the sculpture was free to interpretation. And I was pretty pissed at the tiny sticks. So I decided to make more tiny sticks in hope of annoying the hell out of her.
Yeah, but it didn't work. I loved painting the sticks and the sculpture.
Oh, for crying out! Anyway, I put a lot of time in placing those sticks before I started giving him a neck and smoothing him out with some clay softener.
You're doing a good job. And I love the sticks.
I don't want to talk about it. But with the head baked and done, it was time for the arms. Now, as I said, I wanted him to clutch the berry close to him while offering an acorn to give it some dynamic and some history to this sculpture.
I love the way you position the arms and the way it all comes together.
Yeah, even though that I complain a little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah, well, maybe a lot, but...
A lot. Let's say
a lot. I have to admit, I really had fun making this sculpture. And flexing my sculpting muscles, so to say, and not skip on any step. But just have fun with it. That is also why you see me putting details on the hands and so on. Just really embracing this challenge to the fullest.
And now she's putting the hands on and processing the berries.
His lovely berries.
His lovely berries and the acorn. I really love the acorn.
Oh my god, it took so long because I wanted so much detail so you could play around with the shading.
I love it. I think you did a really good job there.
Well, thank you.
In the start, I want a Clayfake to make a story for Albin.
Yeah, but then we realized in this process that it was pretty much our baby, not just mine and not just Paintfect, so we decided to make it together. So that is why Albin is a sweet troll, and for my take also has a berry problem. Because in my opinion, nothing is perfect if it isn't a little bit defect.
A lot of defect.
Well, that makes it special. Speaking of special. And here he is finally done and ready for some paint. I tried my best to put a lot of details on this sculpture, really to emphasize this spirit troll thingy.
And let me tell you guys, I haven't seen Albin while she was making him, because she wanted it to be a surprise. And when I saw him, oh my god, I fell in love. So I quickly decided that Albin should stay home with me and not with Clayfake.
Well, did we decide that? Didn't I get him on the weekends?
No.
Oh.
Look.
Well, I am pretty proud of the result, but now it's on to the paint.
I started giving him a light brown base coat just to smooth it all out.
Yeah, and actually quite fun because the colors you're using is exactly the colors I imagine you using, even though we never talked about it.
Two genius minds think alike.
Yeah, well, we are a pretty good team, I think.
We are a good team. And now I'm painting the wood hair thing and giving it more details on the body.
Yeah, well, I thought about making some texture on the wood, but it being with so many things, I thought that it would be too much if there also was some wood texture in it.
Yeah, at this point, it's much easier to paint the effect.
And I wasn't quite speaking the truth when I said there wasn't any hair, because there was hair on the nose. And I just love how you bring that texture to life with using green and brown. It just looks amazing.
Yeah, but it wasn't a lot of hair. Just a little bit tiny hair nose.
Don't forget the moss.
Just a little bit of moss.
The moss!
No, just a little bit here and there, and the mushrooms.
And the moss!
We love the mushrooms and the moss.
We hate the moss.
No, we don't. See, now I'm painting the moss. And now I'm taking different shades of green and just dabbing them onto the moss to give it a more natural look and more dimension.
And I have to say, I'm just amazed at how good it is looking. It really looks great. I was sure that Albin shouldn't be with me on the weekends at least.
And on to the leaf painting. And guys, while I'm painting the leaves, let me just tell you, I know it was a challenge from Clayfect, but I really love the way it turned out, and I love painting all the small details.
I also really had fun making this project with you, I have to say. So I definitely hope that this isn't going to be our last time.
Oh, I really want to do this again. I think it was fun and a great challenge.
Yeah, so hit a like and share, guys, if you want to see Clayfect and Paintfect again. And subscribe if you're feeling up to it. But now it's back to the painting.
And here I'm using some gold paint diluted with water to make more details into the leaves. And I chose to make it gold to make it really pop. And guys, I stopped recording here because I wanted the last part of the painting to be a surprise for Clayfect. So with further ado,
I think that is it for this sculpture and it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like Albin. I am very, very happy how it came out, and I am super proud of him.
yeah, I think you took my drawing and make him my vision.
Yeah, and I think you lifted my sculpture up and made him even better.
Then we are a good team.
We are a very, very good team.
And thank you so much, Clayfect, for letting me be a part of this.
Anytime, honey. But with that being said, it's time for us to sign off. I hope to see you next time. But if you can't wait until next time, why not click on the square to your right? Then you're going to see a weird bird cat creature me and Mr. Clayfect made. But until then, bye!